minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff of Falcon 9. Drop KVIRC and GNC are proceeding procedure 3.170 for post-launch flight operation. GC, move to section post-launch pad operations to secure the pad on Net A. Moving to post-launch pad operations on Net A. PU is active. Stage 1 propulsion. Stage 1.
T+1 minute and 17 seconds into flight. You've heard the call out. Falcon 9 performance is nominal as we head downrange over the Pacific Ocean, flying south from the launch site at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. We're passing through the region of maximum dynamic pressure right now. This is where the high pressure of the atmosphere combines with the speed of the rocket to provide the greatest stresses on the Falcon 9 vehicle. We throttle the engines down as we pass through this phase, then throttle them back up as we proceed on into orbit. The major activity coming up will be main engine cutoff at T+2 minutes and 25 seconds. We'll listen for that, followed shortly after by stage separation and then ignition of the second stage engine. Let's listen in as the Falcon 9 continues to head downrange, preparing for shutdown of the first stage and stage separation and ignition of the second stage.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
And Falcon 9 is on its way to delivering Dragon for its 10th commercial release resupply services mission. This is the first time a launch vehicle has left Earth from 39A since the Space Shuttle Atlantis in 2011. Everything continues to proceed nominally. We are just about to transition through max Q, maximum aerodynamic pressure. That's right after we pass supersonic. Max Q is one of the highest stress states on the rocket. Right after this, we're going to be proceeding into kicking over for our inertial pitch.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
And you're looking at the first stage of the Falcon 9 rocket after a successful liftoff from Kennedy Space Center. The rocket is just about to pass through max Q, which is the maximum aerodynamic pressure that the rocket will see throughout its entire flight. Normally we see a shockwave right around this time forming, but it doesn't look like there's going to be enough light to see that shockwave. Sounds like max Q is passed, and we've throttled back up those Merlin 9 engines. Merlin vacuum bleed-in has started. This is when we chill down that MVAC engine on the second stage, just like we did for those first stage engines.
Vacuum chill as we go.
We're currently looking like the trajectory looks good. There's a few events that are going to be happening in rapid succession very soon here. The first one is going to be the main engine cutoff of the first stage. So those 9 Merlin engines are going to shut off. Directly after that, a few seconds later, we're going to have, 10 seconds after that, we're going to have stage separation of the first and second stage. And then immediately following a stage separation, we're going to see the second stage engine start up.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff of Falcon 9, the world's first reflight of orbital-class rocket. Falcon 9 near the tower. Falcon 9 power and telemetry nominal.
Coming up on T+1 minute into flight, a lot of cheering here in Hawthorne. We're throttling the engines down as we get ready for maximum dynamic pressure on the vehicle. T+1 minute and 30 seconds. We're throttled back up. Falcon 9 continues to head downrange. Trajectory is nominal. We're past maximum dynamic pressure. That's the portion of the flight where the velocity of the vehicle combines with the density of the atmosphere at lower altitudes to put the greatest stresses on the Falcon 9. We're through that critical phase of flight. The next major event coming up in about 35 seconds, main engine cutoff. Coming up in about 20 seconds, we'll shut down the 9 Merlin engines, separate the first stage, and light the upper stage.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff at Falcon 9.
Stage 1 propulsion is not. And back engine shell has begun.
And Falcon 9 is delivering the National Reconnaissance Office's satellite to orbit right now. We just transitioned through max Q, and we've begun chilling in the MVAC engine on our second stage. Trajectory is looking good so far. Coming up in about 20 seconds, we'll have main engine cutoff, MECO 1. That's where all 9 Merlin engines of that first stage will shut down, and we'll see stage separation. Stage separation will be actuated by 4 pneumatic actuators on the first stage.
We have MECO.
And we have main engine cutoff. Stage separation confirmed. And stage separation has been confirmed. And you can see the first stage there flipping back. Use the nitrogen thrusters. And
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Just over T+1 minute into flight, we're hearing nominal callouts. The Merlin engines have throttled down in preparation for passing through the period of maximum dynamic pressure.
Vehicle experiencing maximum aerodynamic pressure.
A minute and a half into flight, we're through the period of maximum dynamic pressure. The Merlin engines are throttled back up to full power. Trajectory performance continue to look nominal.
MVAC engine chill has begun.
You hear the call out, MVAC chill has begun. Liquid oxygen
Vehicles
now on
following
top of
Apple.
the turbo pump for the second stage engine, chilling it in as we prepare for stage separation and then ignition of the upper stage engine. Next major event coming up in less than 30 seconds is going to be main engine cutoff, shutdown of the 9 Merlin engines, followed by stage separation and ignition of the second stage engine.
Miko.
Stage set, confirm.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff of Falcon 9. Falcon 9 is clear to balance.
First stage propulsion power. Stage 1 propellant utilization active. Falcon power telemetry nominal.
Now, as we swap camera angles, while cloud cover may make some of them not visible, the rumble is still audible as Falcon and Dragon ascend through the atmosphere. And we're about to reach supersonic speeds. You'll hear the call out on the net.
MVAC chill started.
Now the vehicle... Now the vehicle has gone supersonic, which means that it's traveling faster than the speed of sound, greater than Mach 1, which at that altitude is about 750 miles per hour. We have also passed max Q, which is the maximum dynamic pressure that we will experience. From here on out, it's less and less loads on the vehicle as we continue to ascend. Now we're going to come up on 4 events in rapid succession. We'll let those happen and then I'll briefly discuss what they were. But those are MECO, stage separation, second engine start, and then the boost back burn.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
RC copies.
GC, moved post-launch pad operations.
GC copies.
Secure the pad.
Falcon 9 is on its way to delivering Bulgaria Sat-1 to a geostationary transfer orbit. All 9 Merlin engines capable of putting out over 1.7 million pounds of thrust. We are coming up on max Q at 1 minute and 18 seconds roughly. We'll be passing through max Q, that is maximum aerodynamic pressure. We just crossed through it. That is one of the highest stressed states on the rocket. So we're over 20 kilometers above the surface of Earth. You can see the engine plume expand at the base of the rocket.
Stage 1 propulsion still nominal.
That is indicative that we are leaving Earth's atmosphere.
MVAC chill has begun.
You just heard the call out that the Merlin vacuum engine on second stage has begun chilling in. This means that we are getting ready for 3 major events. Main engine cutoff, MECO 1, stage separation, and second engine start. We'll talk about all 3 of them after they occur.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off the Falcon 9. Prop AVI, RC, and GMC. You can see the computer 3.170 for post-launch flight operations. GC, move to post-launch pad operations to secure the pad on PadNet A.
Copy, Wilco. Stage 1 PU's active.
F9 power and telemetry nominal.
T plus 53 seconds into flight. We've just heard the call outs that engines are nominal. We've also got good status on the avionics system. We're coming up on maximum dynamic pressure. T plus 1 minute, 30 seconds into flight. Merlin engines continue to perform nominally. We've heard a call out of MVAC-D engine chill has begun. That indicates that propellants now are being fed to the front of the turbo pump on the upper stage engine to chill it as we get ready to light the upper stage engine in just about 45 seconds. We're coming up on several major activities all at once. At about T plus 2 minutes and 24 seconds, we should have cutoff of the 9 first stage engines, stage separation, ignition of the upper stage engine, and right afterwards, reignition of 3 first stage engines for boost back burn. Let's listen and watch together.
Stage separation confirmed.
T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Lift off of Falcon 9. Falcon 9 is clear the tower.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
T plus 50 seconds into flight. You heard the call out on countdown net 1. Avionics is nominal. Earlier we heard propulsion call out a nominal call for the 9 Merlin 1D engines. Next major activity coming up in just over 15 seconds. Maximum dynamic pressure. Falcon 9 currently has gone supersonic.
Vehicle is experiencing maximum dynamic pressure.
T plus 1 minute, 30 seconds into flight. We've heard the call out. The vehicle has gone through the period of maximum dynamic pressure. That's where the velocity of the vehicle and the density of the lower altitude of the Earth's atmosphere combine to create the greatest loads on the Falcon 9. The Merlin engines throttled down and then throttled back up to full power in preparation going through this phase. So currently we're at full power, continuing to head towards stage separation, coming up at about T plus 2 minutes, 46 seconds. Now there'll be a sequence of activities that happen very rapidly in just about 35 seconds from now. You'll hear MECO, main engine cutoff. The 9 Merlin first stage engines will shut down. 4 seconds later, we get stage separation. 7 seconds after that, the upper stage engine ignites to propel the second stage and Intelsat into the parking orbit. Let's watch and listen as we come up on MECO and stage separation.
We have MECO.
Stage separation. T minus 20. Falcon 9 is configured for flight. T minus 10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The liftoff of the Falcon 9 takes flight with the Dragon spacecraft, destined for the one-of-a-kind laboratory in microgravity, the International Space Station.
The Falcon 9 has cleared the tower.
39A to perform the launch pad post-launch operations. Copy, Wilco.
Arrived from Falcon 9 to go transonic at a minute 6 seconds after liftoff.
2 seconds later,
thereafter by
2 seconds later, we'll go through max Q, which is the maximum dynamic pressure on the vehicle.
Power telemetry nominal.
standing by for Falcon 9 to go transonic.
Passing through max Q.
And we've just heard the cue for that. The vehicle has gone through max Q.
Next major milestone will be the shutdown of the 9 Merlin engines, scheduled for 2 minutes 27 seconds into flight. Less than a minute away from main engine cutoff.
MVAC engine chill has begun.
After main engine cutoff, the first stage will perform a boost back burn about 15 seconds later and head back to nearby Cape Canaveral Air Force Station Landing Zone 1. And on NASA television, we'll be showing you the first stage landing as well as the continuation of the second stage taking Dragon to orbit.
Station 1 jettison will begin at 2 minutes 29 seconds.
Vehicle flying down the nominal. We have MECO.
And we have MECO.
Stage
main engine
separation
cutoff.
confirmed.
You can see the stage separation. Stage 1 on the right, drifting back away from Stage 2, continuing to power Dragon into space.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off the Falcon 9. Drop AVIRC and GNC. Proceed to procedure 3.170 for post-launch flight operations.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
GC, please move to post-launch pad operations and secure the pad on PadNet 8.
Copy.
Falcon 9 has lifted off from the Space Launch Complex for pad with the Inmarsat-5 spacecraft attached. In about 18 seconds, we're going to hit max Q, which is maximum aerodynamic pressure. That is the point at which the aerodynamic pressures on the vehicle are the highest in a setting. Now in about a minute, we're going to have 3 major events coming up in rapid succession. Main engine cutoff, that is where all 9 engines on the first stage are going to shut down. Up next will be stage separation. That's the point at which stage 1 will separate from stage 2. Stage 1 will fly down to the drone ship. Stage 2 will continue on to space. And from there, immediately after, we're going to see second engine start. That is going to be the ignition of the Merlin vacuum engine, which is the upper stage engine on stage 2. In-back engine chill has begun. It's looking really good. We've had successful
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Power and telemetry nominal.
We've had successful liftoff of the Falcon 9. Look closely, we're about to move through supersonic. You may actually see the vapor cone that forms from the shockwave if we're lucky. Otherwise, we're coming up shortly on max Q, which is maximum aerodynamic pressure, the point at which Falcon 9 is pushing hardest against the atmosphere.
MVAC engine tells me going.
And there you heard the MVAC engine chill, which prepares the second stage engine for ignition. Main engine cutoff is coming up in about 40 seconds from now, shortly followed by both stage separation and then second engine start. We'll be concluding coverage of the primary mission at that point.
And a reminder on Countdown.net that second stage callouts will be performed on LVNet.
Watch for main engine cutoff coming up shortly.
Miko. Stage separation.
Stage separation confirmed.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. GC moving post launch pad operations to secure the pad editing.
GC copies. Wilco.
Telemetry nominal.
T plus 1 minute and 17 seconds into flight, Falcon 9 approaching max Q. You've heard the call out, MVAC-D chilling.
MVAC chill's begun.
We're now getting the second stage engine ready for ignition. Several activities coming up here very shortly. At T plus 2 minutes and 24 seconds, we expect main engine cutoff, followed immediately by stage separation and ignition of the upper stage engine. Right after that, the first stage will begin the first of 3 burns to return us back to the Pacific Ocean to the drone ship parked offshore about 300 kilometers downrange. Coming up on Miko.
Acquisition signal behind.
We have Miko.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Stage 1 prop looks good.
Power telemetry nominal.
You're watching the Falcon 9 rocket as it ascends through the atmosphere, carrying the Echostar 105 SES-11 payload to geostationary transfer orbit after a successful liftoff from Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
Vehicle supersonic.
In about 10 seconds, the rocket is going to be passing through the period of maximum aerodynamic pressure. That is called max Q. Those 9 Merlin engines currently thrusting produce the thrust of 5 747s at full thrust. That's how much power the Falcon 9 is producing right now.
And back engine shell started.
In about 30 seconds, those 9 Merlin engines are going to shut off an event called MECO, which stands for Main Engine Cutoff. Once MECO happens, there'll be 2 other very quick succession stages happening after that. The first is going to be the stage separation, where the first stage separates from the second stage and comes back towards the drone ship. And then after that, second engine start 1, which is when the Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage ignites to carry the payload the rest of the way to orbit. Stand by for MECO very soon.
We have MECO.
Stage separation.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Vehicle switching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Power and telemetry nominal.
T plus 50 seconds in today's mission. We are on our way to delivering Koreasat-5A to a geostationary transfer orbit. Watching the 9 Merlin engines of the Falcon 9 first stage.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
Capable of putting out over 1.7 million pounds of thrust. About 5 seconds ago, we transitioned to the supersonic regime. Coming up in about a second, we're going to hit
Vehicle
max Q.
experiencing maximum dynamic pressure.
We actually just passed through max Q. That's one of the highest stress states on the vehicle. Propulsion avionics continues to look nominal.
And back engine shell has begun.
You heard the call out. The Merlin vacuum engine of our second stage has begun chilling in. Same process as the first stage, where we start to flow that liquid oxygen through that second stage engine. This first stage burn will last for about another 30
Recovery bird
seconds.
has AOS.
In about 10 seconds, we'll have main engine cutoff. All 9 Merlin engines at that first stage will shut down. About 3 seconds after that, we will see stage separation, where the first and second stages will be separated by 4 pneumatic actuators, and then we will have the ignition of our second stage engine. Let's watch.
We have MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
It's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, liftoff.
post-launch flight operations. Towers covered.
Vehicle launching down range.
Vulture's nominal.
You saw it on the screen and heard the call-outs. We had successful liftoff of the Falcon 9 on time. A few seconds after that, it cleared the towers and then did a pitch kick maneuver. Currently, vehicle is supersonic. We may have just been able to make out a small sonic boom there. We're about to head to max Q, which is maximum aerodynamic pressure. That's the point at which the rocket is pushing hardest against the atmosphere.
Vehicle has passed through max Q.
Just finished that stage of flight.
MVAC engine chill has started.
MVAC engine chill gets the engines cold enough just in the way that the first stage engines perform its chill. And coming up shortly, we're going to have a few things in quick succession. The main engines are going to cut off, the two stages are going to separate, and the second engine will start. And the first stage is then going to make its way back towards landing zone 1 with a boost back burn.
We have Miko.
Stage separation. Confirmed.
Doctor.
And there we have it, those 4 events.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff, Falcon 9.
Vehicles cleared the tower.
Radar propulsion nominal.
Moving to 3.170.
Power and telemetry are nominal.
Plus a minute 10 into flight. We've just gone through throttle down and throttle back up of the Falcon 9 first stage engines. We've gone through max Q on the first stage. First stage continues to look good on the engines, headed downrange away from Vandenberg Air Force Base. We're chilling in the MVAC engine 2 minutes into flight, getting it ready for ignition. Next major event coming up in 30 seconds is shutdown of the 9 first stage engines. followed by stage separation and ignition of the second stage engine. Shortly after that, we hope to get a view of payload fairing separation from the second stage.
Miko.
Stage separation confirmed.
Boost back from startup.